P.G. Sittenfeld walked into court without speaking to the media. He was indicted in 2020 for 6 felony counts, accused of taking $40,000 in campaign contributions in exchange for shepherding through a hotel development near the Duke Energy Center downtown. He was convicted last year on 2 counts, bribery and extortion involving $20,000. Once inside the courtroom today, his attorneys asked the judge to sentence him to 2,000 hours of community service and or 1 year of house arrest. If the judge were inclined to give him prison time, he was asking for 15 to 21 months and to remain free during his appeal. The prosecution asked for 33 to 41 months in prison and for Sittenfeld to remain in prison pending his appeal, saying, "This is not politics as usual, this is corruption." In determining sentencing, Federal District Judge Douglas Cole said he needed to weigh the sentencing guidelines with factors like Sittenfeld's criminal history and characteristics, other people's sentences for similar crimes, the seriousness of the charges, whether Sittenfeld accepted responsibility for his crimes, his likelihood to reoffend, and would the sentence be a deterrent to others. Sittenfeld made a personal appeal to the judge, saying through tears that he felt contrition. He had begun moving too fast and becoming too ambitious, and he has grown and changed a lot since his indictment, mostly in his role as a husband and father. He said his greatest hope was to be present in the lives of his 2 young boys to teach them kindness. In the end, the judge gave Sittenfeld 16 months in a minimum security prison in Ashland, Ohio, a year of supervised release, and a $40,000 fine.
I think that was about as good as he could hope for.
Federal law professor Ken Katkin says he thinks Sittenfeld has a good shot at staying out of prison pending his appeal and even winning his appeal if the court will hear it.
A significant number of the public corruption or honest services fraud cases where the Justice Department has obtained convictions in the last 20 years, and I think it's more than half, have ultimately been reversed on appeal either at the Court of Appeals or the U.S. Supreme Court.
Now, the judge said that Sittenfeld could remain out on bond until December 1st. That's when an appeals court judge will determine whether he can remain out on bond pending his appeal. If that judge says yes, it will likely take more than a year to hear and get a ruling on that appeal. If the judge says no, then Sittenfeld will be taken to prison on the spot and begin serving his 16-month sentence. Kyle?
All right, lots of developments coming out of there today, David. Thank you for those updates. And Sittenfeld is just one of 3 members of Cincinnati City Council who were caught up in corruption cases within a matter of months. Tamaya Denard was arrested in February of 2020. She pleaded guilty to selling a vote to a developer for $15,000. She got 18 months in federal prison and served less than a year. Jeff Pastor was indicted in November of 2020 for selling votes. He pleaded guilty for taking $15,000 in bribes. Pastor is out on bond awaiting sentencing, but has agreed in principle to a 2-year sentence.
Thanks for checking out the Local 12 YouTube channel. Click the links and tap subscribe to get notified anytime we post.